What a ground, what a stage to play. Cowboys v Dolphins on Fox League. Oh, what a start, Katoa. My goodness. Can we rewind the tape and go again? Wayne Bennett just getting comfortable in his lounge chair at home. He looked down for a moment. Oh dear.
Yeah, he was just putting the tea bag in the bin. He was just about to get the Scotch fingers and nestle in.
He's a dunker.
What the hell happened there?
He's a dunker. So, they have to have goal line defence, more or less, right from the get-go. The Cowboys straight away on the left. They have young Thomas Duffy wearing the 7, former Australian schoolboy. He's a good talent. I think there's a few good young halves on show here today. Here is Duffy. And into the starting lineup is one of the PNG internationals. That's Big Namo. Watched him at the World Cup. He's a goer. Now Duffy again. Hampton is the experience of the halves. And a good driving shot there by Lemuelu, the former Cowboy, wearing 12 for the Dolphins. Duffy again. Hands on every play. Sendrumu. He's a Fijian international from the World Cup. Now Schneider, and keeping it close on the spin. Almost able to get over as Namo. Now the kick from Duffy, it's a good one. Well, you couldn't be any more impressive. A young halfback, first time on the big show. He ran the show in that set.
Really nice work there. Thomas Duffy, beautiful kick on the outside of the right boot. Weighted it perfectly. Brendan Elliott, the journeyman, NRL journeyman. Hasn't he been valuable at a number of clubs, but some great touches in the opening couple of minutes here from Thomas Duffy, the young halfback.
Just 19 years of age and a Townsville junior. So Asako with the line dropout. That game they played last week, pre-season trial. Interesting, they agreed not to have shots at goal. So it was just, you score a try, you get on with it. And they did score 6 tries in beating the Central Queensland Capras 24 points to 8. And that is their affiliate club, the Capras, and there's a number on show in this squad today, in fact. So Cowboys opportunity again. Tamo with it. Just 13 metres away from the line. Dummy half duties with Schneider. He's actually a Central Coast junior, the number 9 for the Cowboys. Played there by Sendrumu. Left side with Hampton and put down Gajewski. Defence was up on him, and Dolphins will be well pleased that they've been able to resist the early attack of the Cowboys.
It's been one of Wayne Bennett's greatest strengths and focuses, particularly over an off-season. That is the defensive element of his sides, and you can see there Anthony Milford nice and connected with his edge back rower up in the face there of Gajewski, forcing the error. And it's been a good start defensively for the Dolphins.
Involved there was the Englishman Oliver Gildart. There's no shortage of experience. When you look at their roster, if they can stay fit, they're top 17. They're not going to lose out on experience by any stretch. They signed half of Melbourne's forward pack for starters. Now, short side, little kick there by Simbican, who really did star last year with Redcliffe. I tell you what, got a big audience in PNG today because they have a lot of their international eligible players on show today, which brings an extra component also to our coverage on Fox League. You know how much they love the game. And first penalty here to the Cowboys.
Poor final play there from the Dolphins. And on the back of it now, they double it up with a yardage penalty. Wallace just flopping in there. And an easy exit out of their half. Well entrenched now inside the Dolphins half again. They've had all the territory, haven't they, the Cowboys?
Well, that was a blatant flop, wasn't it, for Wallace? Gave the referee no choice. So Cowboys again, field position early. 15 metres out from the line. They will work over the Dolphins' defence. Duffy and Tamo. And a nice legs tackle down low was Raymond Stone, the former Eel. Good to have him back fit. Now Duffy for Hampton. They look good here, into the line. Chester with a top knot. The fullback for the Cowboys. We saw him briefly last year in one NRL appearance. Back for Hampton. Sandrumu's with it. He's quite the athlete. Duffy, little chip, bounces up. And not quite executed, was it? And the Dolphins have the possession again. We will go to the sideline. He's not just sideline commentator tonight. He's watching his uncle Brent.
Yeah.
Because nephew Riley is in action tonight. Brent Tate, welcome to the coverage.
Yeah, thank you, Vossi, and good afternoon, Mick. It's a beautiful afternoon up here in Cairns. As you would expect, it is quite warm and balmy, about 30 degrees, but great to see the Dolphins here today. Christian Wolf actually in charge of the Dolphins, and I had a chat to him pre-game and said it was a really good opportunity for the Dolphins to put a mark on this game as their identity as a team and as a club, and some great opportunities for some youngsters out here today. So good to see, and as a proud uncle of Riley Price, let's hope he puts his best foot forward today.
Yes, and all the best to Riley and Dad Steve. Great kick. Dolphins have done, well, they've done very well early, considering the mistake from the kickoff. Some really good goal line defence early. Now they're ready to shine.
Yeah, young Katoa, beautiful kick, well inside the 40-metre line. Starred for Tonga in the World Cup. He's been a Penrith junior. He's been a schoolboy star. He came from Barker College, and he's showing his class. SA now.
Last week, the man wearing the 9, Harrison Graham, scored their first try. He was their first ever signing too, so lovely synergy about that. Here he is. Dummy half across for Katoa. And then Milford. Duffy is over the top. Low down was Elliott. Dolphins with Graham. Wallace, good ball under the front row. SA. Big Herman. Right on the goal line of the Cowboys. Slow to play the ball. Graham has a little look. Passes for Katoa. Low ball for Milford. Kick looked hard off the boot. Oh, yes. What about the work of Jack Bostock? It was gone. It was gone to the barrier reef, the kick. And he's pulled it back in to score. Jack Bostock, don't give up on the play. He scores the Dolphins try.
Well, when you talk about identity, this is exactly what Wayne Bennett would be enjoying watching from home. His side's defended for a 10-minute period almost, and then they go down, attack the Cowboys line in the first opportunity. It's a wide pass from Katoa. Milford did well to pick it up. Had the wrong club selection, but Bostock there right on the spot, didn't he? Do well. And a sensational put down just inside the dead ball line. Boy, he did well, Bostock. That's outstanding.
Superb work. How good is that? An Illawarra Steeler on show for the Dolphins. Got the game face on. He should be a beaming smile, but he's playing hard. Do that every day of the week.
Well, he's good body shape, big, athletic. Showed great speed to get to the ball. He didn't give up on the play. It was certainly long off the boot from Milford. But just competed right to the death, and he got the reward. And the Dolphins, will they get their first points of the afternoon? And great show of resilience. Back-to-back sets defending their line. And a lovely 40-20 from young Katoa.
They've got, and again, we've highlighted senior players have on their ranks as Asako has this sideline conversion. But you're going to see Valence Tavare play today.
Yes.
Now, he's a big boy. He's got something. Barnstorming centre. And I'll give you another one. Roderick Ty.
Yeah.
PNG International at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Every time he touched the ball, something would happen. There's some wild cards in the Dolphins playing stocks.
And it's been a great strength, hasn't it, of Wayne Bennett's coaching career, his ability to get the best out of players that we don't necessarily know at the start of the season, but they are household names by the end of it. And look, young Bostock showing some great class there. Defensively, he's been good.
Oh, he's put his foot in the line. He's taken it out. Oh, boy, kick-off defusal, not good. So Oliver Gildart, he needed to have the foot on the line. He's caught it, then put the foot on the line. Let's go down to the sideline. Brent Tate.
Yeah, thank you, Vossi. Well, you talk about players and wanting to get the best out of them. Well, Anthony Milford, that'd be a great confidence booster for him. Yeah. We know he's had a tough couple of years, but that's a great start for him. And whether he likes it or not, with the pressure, the Dolphins are going to really rely on him to be at his absolute best this year if they're going to be a real force.
Now, Namo on a training contract, but he's very busy early given the chance in the starting side. Here's Duffy. And Hampton, sharp work inside for Riley Price. 10 away, Schneider, back left side, Sendrumu.
He's been busy, hasn't he?
He's an Olympian. He's an Olympic gold medal winner in the rugby sevens with Fiji. As I say, he's quite the athlete. Switch from Schneider. Hampton trying to straighten up. Simbican does well in defence. More on their goal line. Work early in the season. Chester changing direction. Shut down there by Gildart. Last tackle for the Cowboys with Duffy. No Townsend, no Dearden here. Nice defusal that time from Aitken. And they've done it again, the Dolphins.
Yeah, really good defensive set. Again, as Simbican now carrying the footy deep inside his own half. And that right edge, the Cowboys seem to be really targeting that side of Milford and Ewan Aitken and this man, Bostock, but they've held firm early. It's been impressive. Asako now with the footwork, trying to find a way through.
That's now 10 tackles the Cowboys have had inside the Dolphins' 20. And here is Wallace. While the Bulldogs Raiders game was going on, we were watching some vision come through from the dressing room. Jared Wallace, real big speech he gave the forward pack and the reserve forwards as well. So really put a marker down, if you like, in the dressing room.
Yeah, you're right. There's some great experience, isn't there, in the Dolphins pack at the moment. And a lot of excitement around just how they'll produce this year, but with the Bromwich brothers there, Felix Kafusi, Mark Nichols underrated. He's been tremendous for South Sydney in recent years. And that man there, Ray Stone, the lock, missed last year with the ACL injury, but there you see the contact. He loves the physicality through the middle.
Play the ball there, Shibasaki, who was split in the warm-up. Now he's onto the field. Had to get stitched up. That's how intense they were in the warm-up, the Cowboys. Now for Hampton. Kick will come down short of the line. There was momentum for the Cowboys. Duffy has got it, kept it alive, and no referee whistle as Amothendreki picked it up. And referee Sheklesa Adamski says 4-pointer.
Yeah, the weight of possession, simply just too much for the Dolphins. They've been brave early on in these conditions here. But a nice end of set kick, well weighted, right on top of Anthony Milford. That's the area they're trying to land it. On the top of the small man, big centre and edge back rowers coming through. But it was the tap back there from Chester. Did well to get up above the pack. And Duffy, who's had a really strong opening start to the game for the Cowboys. He picks up the spoils. Great catch and pass. And nice work out there. Great work from Montrecky just to get the ball down.
So each team now on the board. Duffy's been very busy. Chester's work was good. We saw that back try yesterday. I mean, we've seen so much football over the last few days. Just trying to think of that particular try that was knocked back straight into the breadbasket. But maybe we're going to see that more and more. They just go up and tap back.
Yeah.
There's no intention to catch the ball at all. It's a drum roll post-try celebration. Little subtle one. It was nice. Just on the snare. And the Cowboys are in front. 6 points to 4. So many of their stars. I mean, in fact, from 1 through, you can go through the lot.
Yeah.
You know, all the way back from Drinkwater and, as I say, through the halves and Valentine Holmes, Talmalolo. They're not playing.
The one player I'm really looking forward to seeing this year for the Cowboys, and he's had a bit of bad luck with injury, but I think he's destined for a huge future, is Hila Luki. Big, powerful edge-back rower. Came in at the same time. We saw the development of Jeremiah Nanine, just how quickly he accelerated as to one of the best edge-back rowers in the competition last year. Well, I think Lukey's in the same mould. If he can stay healthy, he could almost be like a marquee signing for them this year.
Cowboys handle the kick-off, something the Dolphins haven't done. By the way, Monthendreki, in the only NRL game of his career, he was also a try scorer. That was against Parramatta in 2021. He's out there on at the left wing. Murray Taulungi's another one who's not playing tonight, and what a season he had from Origin right through to the World Cup. There is Kuchevsky. I like him as a signing, but he has had trouble with his hands. That's always been the one part of his play that lets him down, but as far as ripping in,
Yeah.
Chevsky will do that all day, every week. Hampton, they haven't called knock on. He's got the kick in. And down the throat of Osako.
He's been good, Osako, early, really busy.
When he signed, he probably thought, well, fullback will be a spot, and then Hemiso Tabuai-Fidow gets the release, and now you've got to think he's the #1 choice. Good to have depth, though, and options. Now Gildart with it. Both a Tiger and a Rooster last year. A couple of games on the Roosters on his way through here. Lemuelu has turned into a back rower. And here he is in the back row for the Dolphins. Right up to the line when Milford. Osako's pass is a bludger. I mean, it's a floating forward ball and low. I score it a 1.
Yeah, second guessed himself. You could see that he was just hesitant in release and floated it out in front of Bostock. You're right, it's dipping on him at full speed. They're hard to take those.
Michael, we're here to comment on all things. There'd be a lot of viewers on Fox League right now seeing the strip for the first time. What's your?
I like it.
You like the Dolphin strip?
Yeah, I do.
On the chevrons lower down. Would you call that peach? The bottom half? White, red and peach?
Beige, the off-white.
So they're in action on the Fox League cameras for the first time, and their opponent in round 1 of the NRL will be the Roosters.
Yeah, tough start, isn't it? Just going back to that point, I think you're right. I think there's no doubt Hamiso plays in that fullback position, and I think Gildart's the man that probably makes way, as we see an error here. Ball travelling forward, an early shift. Todd Payton not enjoying that one, but you know, I would think Osako probably gets the start on the wing. He's so good at bringing the footy back. He's big and powerful. He's great in the air. He's a great kick target, but to have Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow around the footy a bit more like we saw for the Cowboys, you would imagine that's where he slots in.
We will be having drinks breaks in this game, and this isn't the end of the Rugby League Fair this evening on Fox League either.
The show goes on, Andrew.
Yes, my word. What else can we squeeze in? Broncos and Titans still to come. And offload there by Wallace. Graham is with it, so it was a big moment. You know, he was the very first signing, and he will go down as the very first try scorer as well in a Dolphins jersey. Harrison Graham. Jeremy Marshall-King is the first choice hooker by their signings. But you never know what's going to happen. Here he is, Graham, taking them up with Wallace. Then for Katoa pass.
Oh, nice.
Lovely exchange.
Even better.
That was even better. So now the chase is on. And Robert Derby is leading them a merry dance. He's found another gear. He's stumbling. He's bounced over. He had the grand piano on his back for the last 10, but he just found a few sweet notes to get over.
Yeah, beautiful play from the Dolphins down on their line, and it was just a great read there from Robert Derby, and great athleticism. You can see here Katoa, nice short ball there, reloads around the back and just tries to loft the ball over the top, and it's just plucked out of the air.
Well, it's the Derby Derby.
It's the Derby Derby, and the Gazelles away.
Derby, have a look at them. Ray Stone lost his way. They're still coming at him. Aiken's got him. But the jockey has got him home hands and heels. Lovely stuff. Robert Derby, a PNG international in the mid-year test last year. Didn't figure at the World Cup. But this is exciting.
Yeah, and brilliant work from Ewan Aitken. Great effort from Ewan Aitken. Chased him all the way to the corner. Came from the far side of the field. Great legs tackle. Great legs tackle. Just unfortunate that Derby just had too much head start. Did a great job, streaked away. And great awareness here to keep accelerating away from Ewan Aitken, because Ewan Aitken was mowing him down. And a nice moment there for Robert Derby.
They're straining. Look at it.
Look at it.
Aiken, he's coming at him. That's a lovely moment. I mean, he's a Cairns junior that would have come along to this ground as a kid as well. And here he is in a Cowboys jersey scoring. in front of the Fox League cameras. Well done, Robert Derby. And again, I say, the PNG involvement in this match right now, and they're all watching. Don't worry about that. I was getting messages last night when the St Helens game was on, and they say it's great to have the league back. Well, they're enjoying this game because they have a lot of their own on show. And the more we have the PNG players coming in the NRL, the better it is. Duffy is proving a star. Great kick. Jonathan Thurston line. Brent Tate sideline.
Yeah, Robert Derby, he's a great little player. They've got a big raps on him up here at the Cowboys. As you said, he's our Cairns brothers junior. So when he made that intercept, the crowd went up here. It was great to see. And Ewan Aiken, he didn't realise he had so much speed. Great chase there. Wayne Bennett would be absolutely stoked to see that effort from Ewan Aiken.
Well, it's been an entertaining game, hasn't it? We're not far off a drinks break. 19 minutes in, 12 points to 4, but it's been good to watch.
And again, some young stars. You mentioned Duffy, he's been tremendous. Bostock been very good too. On that far wing for the Dolphins, Katoa looks special, Andrew. Yeah, I think he's going to be good.
They signed him up for 3 years, Katoa. The Dolphins, who of course have Sean O'Sullivan,
exactly,
on their books as well. I'm talking myself into the Dolphins. I'm moving up the ladder.
Oh yeah, great shot there on Namo.
Wallace was up there, Stone was up there, and Namo learns a little about what the NRL can be like, and it can be brutal.
Yeah, just lowered the target right in around the ball in these humid conditions. Plenty of sweat now on the footy as we close in on the drinks break. It was a belter of a shot.
Right up to the line again. They are asking questions of the defence. Gildart angling back in field, just caught by Hampton. Great opportunity here to nab their second try. Here's Nick Herman with a bump into Price. Almost lost the ball. There we go. Set restart. Simbican. Now he's a try scorer. He can get a 4-pointer. Back rower on the right edge for the Dolphins. Graham, Wallace, Katoa. Again he goes flat. And the whistle says penalty for a high shot on Lemuelu.
Got a drinks break.
Well, we'll get the drinks break. I think they would love to go, but we'll have the drinks break at this opportunity being a stoppage.
I think the Cowboys will enjoy that timing of the call. They're certainly under pressure. Defending back-to-back sets, a late set restart, and then a penalty just to top it off. He's looked good, Katoa, coming to that left-hand side. He's hit Lemuelu a number of times. There's some opportunity at the back. At the moment, they're probably just a fraction sideways, the Dolphins. They need to square up a fraction just to stop the slide of the Cowboys' defensive line. You can see there just long passes, but that time it was Milford that got the grubber kick in for Bostock. Jack Bostock did a tremendous job to get the footy down, got the Dolphins out in front early. It was a kick that looked extremely long off the boot, sat right on its point. He did a good job, and then it was Mothman Drecky for the Cowboys. Nice kick here. Hampton just lobs it in the air. Great tap back there from Chester. And Duffy summed it up beautifully. He's been tremendous, hasn't he? Young Thomas Duffy.
Yeah, former student of Ignatius Park College. There's been a few come through that college in North Queensland.
Here it is, Derby. Oh,
it's on.
Plucked it out of the air.
How to run like this, Michael? Hey, how about this run? I mean, he's had to go top gear, hasn't he? He's had to put everything into this run. And it gets him there. It's enough. Nice moment. Robert Derby. Big reach because he's tall. He was leaping and hands above his head. Not too many players probably could have got the intercept for starters. So it is back with the Dolphins. Somali Mittengun is out there now as well for the Cowboys. Straight away into the defence. You'll see him in 16. Some wraps on him. This will be Mason Teague to play it. Another one of the top Panthers, young Panthers they've signed. Katoa is with it. Teague was the Panthers SG ball captain last year. He's a Dolphin now. And here he is going for the line. Try scorer last week against the Central Queensland Caprins. Graham is there. This is wide for Milford. Asako, step off a dummy and held by Duffy. Tamo, the other man there. Graham for Milford to kick across the face. Ball is there, good catch.
Great take, Shibasaki. Did very well, perfectly weighted from Anthony Milford as we see Chester out of dummy half, just trying to find any metres away from the try line. Nice work, Shibasaki, you mentioned, Andrew. Came away with some stitches in the warm-up, unable to start the game, but out there now, right up above his head. And drags it into his body, great take.
Former Bronco and Knight.
I think both coaches would be relatively pleased with their goal line defence. For the Cowboys, those points have only come off a kick from Anthony Milford and an intercept and a kick from the Cowboys is the way that they found their points also. So the defensive from both sides has been very impressive early.
Braden McGrady on that catch, carted back by the defence. Dean Young again in the coaching fold. The Cowboys alongside Todd Payton. Alongside Christian Wolf is Nathan Fee as an assistant coach at the Dolphins. And they are in possession just outside their 30. Their second trial will be against the Titans, and they will play at Redcliffe next Sunday. We have all the pre-season games here on Fox League for you, so you can gauge the teams.
He hasn't shirked his work too, has he, since coming on at the top level?
Now Katoa, every bit looking classy. I mean, I think you could use the expression silky skills of Katoa so far in this match. Last tackle, here he is, with the exception of the kick-off catch, of course. Kick out towards the corner. Oh, gee. Long legs come in handy, don't they? One was on the 10-metre line, the other was on the goal. It'd be handy and Twister. And just outside their 30, it'd be unbeatable. It'd be an immortal. Nothing Drecky.
Save your gold, Andrew. It's only early. It's still February.
Oh, that's not good. Vase putting that down. You think about, oh, I'm going to be here. I'm going to have my first touch. It's going to be big. Can't happen. Actually, we talked about that last night. First touch, and I asked Corey about it, and he could remember his first touch in first grade. Gary Jack got in touch. Great fullback. Dropped the ball first time he came to him in first grade, who went on, become one of the greatest fullbacks of all time. It does happen, young man.
Yeah. He's dreaming about his first carry all last night, struggling to sleep. He gets there today, and the first one just a little bit high out of dummy half the pass, and just took his eyes off it.
Jumping Jimmy Jack, Dija Zere Buara Vase has something in common there with Gary Jack. Drop ball first game.
Oh, nice. He's been really tidy, Graham, out of dummy half.
Oh, just a minute run. He's clutching at the left knee, which is pretty heavily strapped, it must be said. Wallace, Katoa, confident. And this time linking up with Lemuelu.
Yeah, he's found Lemuelu and he's outside man a number of times, as we see Harrison Graham just clutching at that left knee, struggling. I want to see Katoa run the ball.
Now Milford. I see Milford run as well. So Teague slots in a dummy half. Ball up for Wallace. Go a little wider. Straightening up as Gildart. Offload for Katoa. Tackle count has restarted. So perfect opportunity to post a second try, the Dolphins. This time with Famasili. The Rooster and Dragon close to the line. Teague, oh, he's passed to himself. Oh, well, we're going to say knocked on. That's an anticlimax.
Yeah, plenty of possession down on the Cowboys line. Todd Payton be wrapped. Mollasa Famasili, strong carriers. We see Harrison Graham having to leave the field. He certainly clutched at that knee as he came through a couple of tackles. It's this bit here where he goes down. Yeah, it's awkward the way he fell. That's a real shame. I thought he'd had a great start. Very, very tidy around the ruck from Harrison Graham. And you mentioned earlier, obviously, Marshall King, Jeremy Marshall King, the former Bulldog, he's there, likely to start for round one, but certainly did his chances no harm whatsoever, did he, Harrison Graham?
Cowboys have the ball and leading by 8, 12 points to 4. Broncos and Titans still to come tonight here on Fox League. Live and exclusive, these pre-season matches, and a penalty to the Cowboys. They get up in the play.
It was impressive, wasn't it, last year, Andrew, just how quickly Todd Payten was able to turn around the defensive mindset of the Cowboys. And averaging just 16 points a game all season was phenomenal given how bad they were back in 2021. And you can see already the mindset, it's starting to become ingrained in them, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's a ball that's come out, and a penalty. I thought it was one of the best catch tries I've ever heard around a football team. Payten said his mentality was to make uncomfortable comfortable.
Yeah.
That was the mantra.
Yeah.
I want uncomfortable to become comfortable.
Yeah.
So, you know, adversity.
Well, that was very similar to
all of
your
that.
first warm-up speech when I stepped into the commentary box. Cold night in Canberra, that was Andrew. Wow. Geez, you rallied the troops.
Wow. Wahavase with the ball here. Tamo, Hampton.
Oh, nice.
Nice, straighten up there. Katoa was able to close the gap. But the Cowboys are only 20 metres away from the line now. Duffy, and on with Bittengun. To the left side they go. Duffy is he's really lively. Gajewski's ball may have been knocked down. Chester goes back for it. He's looking for a signal from the referee.
Yeah, 6 more.
Chester then runs in behind Shibasaki. And almost loses the ball in getting to his feet. Another run for this young fella, Imali. Logan Brothers Jr. Looks a goer. This time Schneider and Duffy off the left. He looks like he's got everything in the kit bag. Duffy. Back for Tamo now. And around the legs of Simbican. Cowboys with 2 tries on the board already. Schneider. Hampton straight. Oh, gets shortened up by Wallace. And good to see him running. Again, Schneider. Tamo will spin. He's trying to get it down. They've held him up.
Great effort there.
Simbican's over the top. Asako's there. Big Tamo denied. He was in great try-scoring form last year. What did he get? 2?
Lose it for a second if you could
which
have
is
a
good
look
for
me.
him.
Yeah, there was some real opportunity the other side of the ruck. Jared Wallace has played enormous minutes to start the game, and fatigue's kicked in. He was on his haunches. They went left. They found Tamo, and he hit. He bumped. He twisted. Asako underneath. Simbican over the top. Great desperations from the Dolphins. Don't think an angle will show.
Just looking to determine if James Tamo grounds the ball.
When we talk about tries in the career, James Tamo, he was a try scorer in the grand final.
He was.
In the premiership win. Todd Payten, of course, was a try scorer when the Tigers won the comp. It's a big moments for front rowers. You remember Andrew Fafita's try for Cronulla?
Vaguely.
Just vaguely.
Yeah.
Fafita.
Based on the evidence of the replay, we'll go with the on-field call of a no try.
Okay, tackle 5, James.
Tamo held
Last
up.
tackle now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Foreman and our
Marcus,
former
second
Tiger.
marker, step forward, 24.
2 years at the
Go,
Tigers.
last.
Put some years on you. Now the switch of play. I say that with respect. Duffy, the kick to the in goal. Oh, I think he may have got there. Elliott's. Well, Bostock, here we were praising him earlier for just playing the whistle, not letting or assuming the ball is dead. Well, sadly, it's come back to bite him there.
Something tells me that Elliott misses this ball.
Oh.
I want to see a replay of it, but it was
Dimmer.
great work. The switch of play from Hampton. Yeah, I don't think he's confident. I think he may go over the top of the ball here now. Great work from Hampton. Switches across to Duffy. Weight perfect again on his kick. I'm not sure he gets this down.
Okay.
Sarko at fullback at the chase across to Hampton. Then the switch made him work even harder. He's out of position. Now, Bostock misses the ball.
Oh, you're right. You are in great form, Michael. That is a great early season call, folks.
I wasn't sure that he got it down.
Mate, you'll play the second test against India with that set of form. you get called up. You are a warm weather specialist.
Travis Head and I opening the batting.
That's a great call. Ennis has spotted it. He's missed it. He's had a swipe and miss.
Yeah. You can't give that one. And it's a half claim. Look, he's a fibber.
He's a fibber.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't matter if it's pre-season.
Yeah, pre-season.
A fibber.
And he is not having any of it.
No. So now we have to go to a review. He's a fibber.
Oh, yeah.
We love this.
Reviewing the grounding.
We love this. I mean, surely we have reviewed the grounding. Some things you can't explain in rugby league. It's just the beautiful parts of the game, but why?
We've cleared all aspects of play up until the grounding.
That's why
Just
we're
looking
looking at it.
Theatre,
The ball
Andrew.
was grounded by the Dolphins.
They're on the edge of their seat at Barlow Park, waiting.
Yeah. It's a nothing.
He's missed it.
Jack Rostock.
Yeah.
Big sigh of relief. Well, Brendan.
There is no grounding
No.
by the Cowboys, and the Cowboys have made the ball dead. We have a decision.
Yeah.
Well, he makes the early team of the fibbers of the year.
Well, he could fib for a living based on that. He could do it for a living. You could hire him out as a fibber. Because that's just blatant. And in fact, he's taken it dead as well.
No try, 20-metre restart.
It's a 20-minute restart. 7 tackles set. The whole box and dice. Oh, rugby league is back in all its glory. Tamo's having a breather, and the Dolphins are with the ball with Bostock.
Let him up now.
And it remains 12 points to 4.
Hold, go, 0 tackle.
Now, Ewan Aitken.
Had a few injuries, hasn't he, Ewan Aitken, over the last couple of years, but when he's fully fit, he is a real handful. Real handful.
You might have thought the Warriors, that's it for his centre days, that he's now a permanent back rower, but here he is in this match back in the centres. Because his work rate was good with the Warriors as a back rower. Ooh, little juggle there from Farmasilli. He's been an aggressive runner to the right side. They now have Kurt Donohoe into a dummy half role with Harrison Graham off the field.
Nice kick there, Anthony Milford. Had to reach from the pass from dummy half from Donohoe, but weighted it perfectly, only millimetres off the try line. And that's the experience that they need from Anthony Milford this season. Getting those end of sets right is absolutely critical.
This young fella, Donohoe, who's come on in the dummy half, really good touch player, touch rep player. He's got some real nice ball skills and, you know, could play half hooker. You'll see that. Watch him, the number 21 for the Dolphins. Hampton.
That was him there, putting pressure, Donohoe. On the kicker of Hampton, great work out of marker.
See, a lot of people kept saying they haven't got the marquee, they haven't got the marquee, they didn't get the Munster, they didn't get Reece Walsh, they didn't get Kalen Ponga and all the rest, but they weren't sitting idle. They were going around putting together a squad with the here and further on in mind.
In the funny way, if you get a Kalen Ponga or a Cameron Munster, sometimes players can just continually look for them to come up with big moments and wait, essentially. Now, you hear Brent Tate talk about Christian Wolf saying we want to see the identity. Well, they've got guys that are tough, uncompromising in their forward pack, and it's a 12-month period where Wayne Bennett can make a real impact on the identity of the footy team.
Milford's kick is trapped. Oh, Simpkins rolled over the top. It's play on. Keeps it alive. Milford goes back for it and has to kick again and puts it over the sideline as his only option.
Where do you want it,
There's
lads?
another signing they have. Tom Gilbert. I think Tom Gilbert potentially can be one of their very best signs.
I agree.
Yep. He might be here for a long time on the contract that he's got right now, but I think he'll be one of the first forwards picked.
Yeah, I thought he was tremendous last year for both the Cowboys and Queensland. And he's exactly the type of player that Wayne Bennett loves.
So Cowboys back in possession, and Shibasaki is with the ball. Another set restart loan there for a bit of interference in the play the ball, and now that is turned into a penalty. So not good from the Dolphins on that occasion, their discipline. Hampton's playing a strong leadership hand here. In fact, the two halves have been as impressive as anyone on the field, Duffy and Hampton for the Cowboys.
Yeah, I've liked that we've just seen Josh Reynolds. He did the same for the Bulldogs in the previous game. I thought a couple of the Warriors on Thursday night, Bunty Afoa in particular, really led the way. So there's been a mix of experience this year with a lot of this weekend with a lot of youth. And you're right, I thought Tamo and Hampton have really set the tone for the Cowboys.
There's quite a contrast. Hampton 30, Duffy 19 years of age. I think they've played together before.
Here's 10, 24,
Cowboys 35 metres away from the Dolphins line, and they're in a bit of a groove at the moment. Sandrumu on the run.
Release in the middle, back Jermaine.
And a silly first man in with the tackle. Donahoe, Duffy. Yeah, just keeps them guessing a little. On it comes for Elliott.
All their shape's gone to that left-hand side, hasn't it? All their long shifts the Cowboys are going out towards Brendan Elliott.
Hampton. Another dump-off play, just popping it back under for Sandrumu. The front rows have been busy. Last tackle, Cowboys. Dummy half now for the Cowboys is Jake Burke. Townsville born and bred. Hampton with Chester. Nice little dab. Then he's knocked it back. Double play from Chester is really good.
100% ball down.
And
Derby
they
gets
are
it.
claiming to try. Derby's got the hand up in the scrimmage. And they lock it in. Watch the work of Chester here, not just in the first instance. The second piece of play is very clever.
Yeah, for one of the rare times in this opening half, they come to the right-hand side, and it's nice work, good shape. There's Hampton, he's out the back, and they find Chester. Tries to get it in between Katoa's legs. And then you're right, Andrew, just that little effort there to tap back. That was enough for Derby to get a chance to pick the footy up. And the big man reaching down. There it is there, the little tap back. Great effort there from Chester. And just bump on Osako. And he gets the footy down. And that's nice work from Robert Derby. He's had a good first half. Big, athletic, but he's proving quite the finisher.
It's another one for a PNG International. Hasn't been all good news today with the suspected broken arm for Justin Olam. But as quarter-finalists at the World Cup, they automatically qualify for the next World Cup in France in 2025. I think they're keen for Shane Flanagan to keep his involvement with PNG and the countdown to that. They're talking about a tour to France a year out from the World Cup. I live for the day that they are a regular competitor for the semi-finals at a World Cup. And, you know, this Blake Darby in a backline with Alex Johnston and Olam.
When you try and explain to people just how passionate the PNG people are about rugby league, it is actually hard to explain just how much it means to them. And today would be an enormous day. With PNG players littered throughout the NRL, they would be everywhere watching their internationals play. Another great strike.
Well, we've found a goal kicker as well here today. There's Blake Thomas Duffy. He's having a great evening here on Fox League. Brent Tate sideline.
Yeah, he's been excellent, hasn't he? He's showed some really nice touches, and great play there by Tom Chester as well, and a really good sign for Todd Payton. A lot of these young guys that are trialling here, it's about competing on each play and competing hard, and as we saw that little tap back there off the kick, not dying on the play, it's a really good sign for Toddy Payton and Tommy Chester. As we know, he got his debut last year, and they've got a big rap on him here at the Cowboys and a big future for him, so great to see.
Bit of Penrith about the way the Cowboys go about. Some of these young players are coming in and they play in the manner of the players they are replacing.
Agreed, yeah. Yeah, it's almost like they are so entrenched and disciplined in the system. There's Hamaso Tabuai-Fidow. He could be special this year. Plenty of time on the park, you'd imagine. And what a player he is when he gets going, Hamaso.
Jake Burke getting them on a roll with Kuchevsky. The tackle that time. Who's out there. Right up over the advantage line goes Chester. And the big boots to fill, given the form of Drinkwater last year for the Cowboys in the one. High ball back. Oh, mix up between wing and fullback, Osako and Bostock. Well, those haven't met each other.
Offside kick chase within 10 metres. Tanyala is offside.
He's having a little bit of luck.
He gets another life, Bostock. clearly no communication there. Jermaine Asako, that had to be Bostock's ball. It's in his area of the field. He didn't need to get into his space.
I'm glad that's in the trials. You don't want to do that at Suncorp Stadium round one against the Roosters first night. You don't want that on the highlights reel for all time.
Behind the line.
Watching Thomas Duffy and his composure and his control well beyond his years. He's not getting bored with the simple things, the effective things. He's staying on task, and he's doing a great job. His ability when he's got ball in here to square up and cop and knock too is a great sign.
Two and beyond.
There's Katoa. Just there for Farmasili, but well handled by the defence. Driving shot there by Ewan Moore. Northern Pride back rower. There's another one. They're coming up. Zendrumu it was. Nice impact captured by our on-ground microphones. Again, digging into the line, Katoa.
It's hold 10. Go, well done. Nothing late.
Donahoe, centre field, Katoa. Milford, time to put the bomb up from 30 metres out. It's Bostock's way. No one plays at it. And it's ended up over the sideline.
Gee, lucky not to get a penalty there. Yeah, Brendan Elliott just runs directly lateral and just bumps it before he even gets a chance to catch the footy. That had to be a penalty.
Gives the Dolphins another set. 3 minutes away from half-time. They will probably think their effort deserves to be closer than 18-4, so we'll see if they can post points here. Farmasili just gets a little glimpse of the line. Donahoe for Katoa. A left and right step. He's bowled over one of his teammates. Lemuelu has ended up on the deck. Donahoe, set restart. That was a very flat ball for Farmasili.
Held up, coming to tackle one. Can you just confirm I have no try here?
We'll stop play to check it.
Just wait.
It was great respect to their defensive line. Again, the Cowboys, we keep talking about the improvement defensively. Well, that was another powerful carry close to the line from Farmasili.
If it's not a try,
Riley Price underneath.
If you want to set up out there, you can go now, but we're going to wait for the confirmation.
And Ewan Moore as well. Farmasili's not claiming the try. He's going back to play it, so.
Wait.
This is where we play on. 2.5 minutes to go until half-time. You're watching the Dolphins on Fox League for the first time. Wayne Bennett not at the game, if you missed that news. Christian Wolf.
The ball has been held up and not grounded. We have a decision.
And Nathan Feen looking after the side here.
Yeah, can you tell us when it's up?
Can
you just talk it through? Tell me when I can go.
So Farmasili's ready to go with the play the ball 10 metres out.
Okay.
Let's see if Patel or Milford can put a play on here for the Dolphins. This is with one of the central Queensland Capras, a number of them getting an opportunity to train with the Dolphins. Ball then was Zebanowski. In front of the posts. There's been no width about their attack here. It's like they're desperate to score a try out of the dot. And they have done that. They were just hell-bent on playing no more than a metre either side of the posts. And they've ended up with a try, their second of the match.
Yeah, they've been nice and direct, and this time it's Katoa coming off the left foot, coming back on the inside to Lachlan Hubner. And he just gets a one-on-one tackle close to the line. Katoa, bang, just cuts hard off that left foot early. Cowboys defenders coming off the line sideways, allowed the one-on-one tackle. And Lachlan Hubner goes over under the posts, and all of a sudden now that scoreboard, the gap is closing on the stroke of half-time. Nice work from the Dolphins.
Yeah, I was reading a story about young Lachlan. He was saying how much he's loving just getting a chance to train with him. He's accepting of the fact that he'll be more than likely going back to the Capras, but being able to get exposed to train alongside some of the greats of the NRL and be coached by Wayne Bennett. He's loved the experience, and here he is now a try scorer as well.
And that's the role, isn't it, of guys like Felice Kafusi and the Bromwich brothers. You know, over 600 games of experience that they just filter all that experience and knowledge as Sasako had the extras down into these young guys that have been recruited and brought in by the Dolphins, so that that legacy of them lives on long after they move on.
So here's the try. We've had 5 in the first half. We'll have time for a few more tackles, provided the Dolphins can catch the kickoff. And that has been a problem right from the start of the match. So this is it. This is their 3rd attempt. Can they get it right?
Time to run.
Dropped the first one, went over the sideline with the second one.
It's a big kick too.
Here they go. Yes. Well done, Katoa. So Dolphins with the ball. Oh, no, they got the kick off right. They've dropped it straight away.
Andrew.
Oh, they got some work to do on play 1 after kickoffs.
Okay.
Wayne.
Yeah, I know.
Mental
Benny,
note.
I'm coming in tackle 0. I have no try. I want you to make sure that there's
You know
no
what they'll
second
be
knock on from the
practicing this
Cowboys.
week in training.
Initial knock on from Dolphins from the
Have a look
kickoff.
at the contact here from the Cowboys. Talk about what matters next after you concede a try. About moving on and just getting on with your next job for the team. They accelerate into contact here. Watch this. There is some purpose about this collision. Whack. Riley Price just leaning in, accelerating into contact.
Tyler Zepanowski had a few letters off his surname knocked away there. That's how hard they hit him.
The ball has been picked up clearly. We'll just move on to the grounding.
Tatey's put in a request, can he interview his nephew at the walk-off? I think we can allow that after that tackle. Ask him about that, how he's enjoying the experience. And then Ewan Moore is the player trying to get over. And there'll be plenty of Northern Pride fans here that would be cheering him on as well. This is all hands on deck, this stuff, this tackle. And still he gets close to the ground. There's 4 sets of arms there with the Dolphins players, and he's still fighting to put the ball down. That would be a horrific end to the half for the Dolphins if the Cowboys scored here. He wasn't claiming the try, and it managed to hold him up.
Let us know when you've gone to the screen, Benny.
Cowboys have retained the ball but have not grounded it. We have a decision.
Thanks, mate.
All right, well, 20 seconds left for the Cowboys to try and get some final points.
Stuffy field goal. He's shown us a fair bit. He's kicked. His goal kicking been good. His short kicking game's been good.
I'm going to give you the first half.
Okay.
So he just pops one over now. Just put the icing on the cake.
Now Hampton rubbing it off there. Looking gun with the ball.
1 foot on the line.
So maybe just one more tackle for the half. They're not thinking 1-pointer. Hampton, Duffy, Gachevsky. Well back slammed there by Milford. Put his body on the line there. Happy to give away a penalty here. Given the situation with the clock, Jack's dropped the ball. He's won himself a penalty.
10 minutes.
Oh, he's got a sin bet.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. He was having a look. Anthony Milford heads up off for the first 10 minutes of the second half.
And they're going to take the 2.
It's half time.
Rugby league is back, Michael. Rugby league is back. Go explain that to someone watching a game for the first time.
Anthony Milford, number 6.
It was quite obvious Milford was like, because he thought seconds.
Yeah, no intention.
I'll just hide him. Yeah. But thinking the referee just, oh, that's enough. It's a pre-season trial. It's February. Go off, have a drink.
Yeah, just
Oh,
that'll do, boys.
Ziggy.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hanging judge.
Yeah. I mean, any of that, Anthony.
There you go.
And sit down, my friend. Hey, go and have a think about
Yeah,
it.
you're going to have a 15-minute halftime break and a 10-minute break on the end of it.
Stay behind.
He can't believe it. No, the trainer.
Duffy doesn't get the field goal shot. He gets the shot at goal, and he misses as well. He probably should have drop kicked it. Anyway, that is a half that has been most entertaining. A couple of grand tries scored at halftime. Cowboys 18, Dolphins 10.
A great balance of youth and experience. The Cowboys at the moment.
Saw that. They're 6 and 7 last year with Dearden emerging as an origin player alongside of the experienced Chad Townsend.
He's been great.
We're back into it.
Sylvester Nama carries the ball with some purpose, doesn't he?
I don't know whether I've ever seen a PNG forward that
That doesn't. No, that's a fair call.
ingrained in them. Run like your life depends on it. Daniela Sandrumu there, another run. He's looked very good as well for the Cowboys up front.
Yeah, I like the look of young Riley Price too. Some great defensive moments in that first half, but he seems to have again found some muscle and size over the summer. And looks like he's set for a big year.
Locked in. That's you, James.
Tamo back into the play. So the Dolphins playing with 12 men. Milford in the sin bin.
21. Taniela, give 10. Run
We
10.
saw Josh Kerr sin binned in the All-Stars game before half-time. And
Get up now.
did they not score a try while they were the player off? They did. So let's see if the Dolphins can replicate that. Asako with the ball.
Here we are. Hold. Go. Taniela. Taniela.
Right up over the advantage line. Gilbert.
Get up on the mark.
Let's hope he can find his best Super League form in the NRL at the Dolphins. Show of faith from Wayne Bennett to bring him across. A bit of bad news to start the second half. Tyler Sepanowski off the field. He only lasted a minute of the second half. Good run. Farmasili there.
He's had some nice moments, Farmasili.
Nothing like 15.
So the Dolphins lost young hooker Graham in the first half with a knee injury. He's all iced up now, and now another of their young forwards with a bit of trouble.
It's going to be the challenge for the Dolphins this year. Obviously, their first year in the competition, and whilst their first 17 looks like I think will be competitive, it's going to be depth. It's going to be depth, and that's why guys like Pawasa Farmasili, they're going to need guys like that to have a really good season. Good run there, out of dummy half. Nice work there, it was, from Julian Christian.
Well, I'm still waiting for, I reckon this Valence Tafare can make an impression.
You grab the marker. Play it
And
fine.
Roderick
Play the
tie
ball,
another one.
Mars.
We'll see them in the second half. Ball back deep for Hampton. Good set up for the kick. And Asako decides to go the leap when he probably could have stayed on the ground. His boots may have collected Kurt Donohoe in the head. And they're with the ball close to their line. Braden McGrady hasn't had too many chances. He's one of the nippier players out there. And oh, solid over the top there. That was Namo.
Nice footwork though, wasn't it? Again from Farmasili. Here's Bostock. He's been looking for work too.
Donohoe off for Katoa, just kicking for placement. And happy to see it not over the sideline, get the Cowboys into a corner. They're all there on the chase. Good result for the Dolphins there. Be a tough set here. They need to get through it here, the Cowboys. That's 2 tackles in, and they're 10 metres out from their own line. Elliott. Let's go down to the sideline. Brent Tate.
Yeah, number 16, Tyler Zepanowski. He's got a dislocated shoulder, so a bit of bad luck for the young fellow in his first game for the Dolphins, but hopefully we'll see him back before not too long.
Yeah, he's one of the 4 Capras players getting an opportunity to train with the Dolphins and indeed play here. Hampton kicks from inside the 40. Katoa nailed one in the first half. Bostock, again, confusion at the back with Asako. Who's getting to that first? Would have thought on the angle it had to be the winger's ball.
Yeah, not for the first time this afternoon that we've seen a breakdown in communication between Asako and Bostock, but favourable bounce that time, and Bostock just able to get to the ball before the Cowboys' kick chase line arrived. And Ewan Aitken now, well, this is his 3rd carry of the second half. The veteran getting through plenty of work this afternoon. Here's SA back for his 2nd stint.
Herman's able to offload. Donohoe in support. Topping the hit-up count today is Taniela Sandrumu for the Cowboys with 11. And just under 100 metres. Bit of second phase play, if you will, for the Dolphins inside the Cowboys half. Last play, gee, you go back. Everyone is now offside. You throw it back to the fullback to kick. So he just gets an easy 10-metre run back before the defence are allowed to come forward.
I've been really impressed as we see Jared Wallace starting to warm up on the sideline. Robert Derby, almost 200 metres, carrying the footy this afternoon. He's had 2 tries in the opening half. The PNG international certainly hasn't looked out of place and is really making a statement for the Cowboys.
This time Shibasaki on the run. And set and restart. That is handy when you're playing with the one-man advantage as the Cowboys are right now. 6 minutes into the second half. Still another 4 for Milford to serve in the bin. The inside ball for Namo. Sylvester. Michael's getting the T-shirts made up now. He's in the Sylvester Namo fan club. Hampton is with the ball. 5 away from the line. Switch back for Big James, who's had a couple of looks at the line today. Tamo to play it for the Cowboys. They have the Dolphins defending their line. Hampton thought he had an opportunity between defenders. Asako, Katoa make the tackle. Back it comes for Duffy. He's had great authority with his play. It's gone forward off Elliott, I reckon. He's not a fibber this time.
Okay,
he's not claiming
coming
it.
in to tackle 6. I have no try.
He's not claiming it.
No, again,
on the ball into the ground.
Andrew, the kicking game of Thomas Duffy has been inch perfect all afternoon. Lands it right on the try line, and this is catchable from Brendan Elliott. Just look at this. Head over the ball. Great drop.
Okay,
He's
looking
got
at the kick
time.
to see if onside players. All players are onside from the Cowboys.
And he lands it perfectly. This is something that we see Nathan Cleary do time and time again. Land these kicks right on the try line. That is a brilliant kick from Duffy. And unfortunately for Brendan Elliott, just unable to come down with the footy.
To play or in goal as well.
Just seeing whether Brendan Elliott knocks the ball forward.
It'd be ironic if they gave it a try when Elliott hasn't claimed. he's considered knock on. Like he did not celebrate. He kicked the ball away. He's gone back ready to defend. And we're still analysing has he scored. What a game.
Brendan Elliott touches the ball and knocks it forward. We have a decision.
There you go.
Feel the
Surprise,
play,
surprise.
Ben?
By the way, we're here to analyse all things in pre-season. I'm all for what the referee did
Change over, turn out.
on Milford.
Yep.
If we take that in the NRL, because we complain about that, that has crept into the game.
Yeah.
You know, before
Okay, you'll play the
half-time, you
ball
just
out
slow
here,
it
no
down
try.
deliberately. You know, you think you might give away,
Two
set,
markers.
restart.
If you
If
look
you
at the
give bin every time, you will stamp it out.
If you look at the big picture, it's
Yeah.
absolutely the right call as we see Adam Cook onto the field for the Cowboys for the first time.
Go! No tackles.
But with 2 seconds to go before half-time in a pre-season trial, you'd find a lot of people that just say,
Yes,
hey,
that's right.
let's just go to the sheds, have a spell. But you're right.
Go one.
We see that a lot, don't we, on the stroke of half-time.
All the time.
Even at the
we
end
see
of
it all the
games.
time. Yeah, all the time. So let's hope it stays. Brent takes sideline.
Yeah, Vossi, you talk about great stories. Adam Cook, who's just gone on for the Cowboys, he's going to drive 8 hours back home through the night to start his apprenticeship with Ergon Energy at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So a great story and great commitment for a young man playing in the Cowboys' colours.
Go with a 10.
There you go. He's here.
0 for the forward pass. Okay, let him up now.
His workmates or so. I thought I saw you on TV last night. It's going to be quite a story. He is now Tamo with the ball.
Herman, get up.
Safe trip, young man, by the way.
Hold here. Go. Good work, Connolly, too.
And straight into the play. Cook taking them left side with Elliott.
It's been a good battle, that, Ewan Aitken and Brendan Elliott.
Talk to Brendan Elliott about holding him
And Cook will show. And then Hampton. And into the line came Ewan Moore. 15 minutes out. So far, so good. The Dolphins' defence in this set.
Go, 4. Well done, mate.
Plenty of changes made by the Cowboys. Namo.
Jermaine! Last tackle.
Namo and Sandrumo, they've got a couple of good front rowers here. And now the kick out in the corner. Bostock's mixed afternoon continues. He's come up with a big play there.
Just on Adam Cook, he was at the Raiders when I was there working on the coaching staff, and a tremendous skill set. No doubt he can handle the halves position. He obviously, at the Raiders, had guys like George Williams and Jack White in particular in front of him, so he tried to transfer himself and did a reasonable job moving into the fullback role. It looks as though the Cowboys are going to persist with him in the halves, and he's had a couple of nice touches early since coming onto the field, but a very, very talented young footballer.
Go
Number 20, Adam Cook, got a taste of first grade back in 2020 at the Raiders. And kick long, it'll bounce, it'll go over the dead ball line. That's a 7-tackle set. Julian Christian. This Julian Christian, look, there's stories abound. He's as exciting a schoolboy player as I ever saw. The Kerwin State High, same year as Anari Tuala came through the side, at a terrific team. But you didn't think, you know, his body shape, he was, he looked like a touch player playing rugby league, just abound with skill. He's now getting back another chance 7 years on.
Amazing.
But mate, he might make it. He might. Cowboys invest a little more time in him. They're giving him a clip. Oh, he can bamboozle defences, Christian. Ball now with Derby. He's 40 metres away from the Dolphins line. And Hampton on to Tamo. He had a bit of lair in him back in the day too, which I didn't mind. No, he really loved his work. So Julian Christian will watch him. Milford getting ready to come back from the sin bin. Cook, left side, Hampton. Left and right he looked and then was hammered by Aitken. Last tackle, Cowboys. Burke. Oh, they've made a complete mess of that. That's a shambles.
You can challenge, it's a knock-on.
What's the ruling on young players, limited minutes getting captain's challenges? Jake Burke? No, no
shan't be happening.
No, it won't be happening. Oh, maybe.
Benny.
Oh, he's won the battle.
From the Cowboys.
Why not?
The on-field ruling is knock-on against the dummy half.
This is a veteran forward who's captaining and desperately needs a spell in hot conditions. Yes, there you go. It's a 34-year-old front rower that said, you know what, we might challenge that young fella.
Oh, yeah. Look, that's a shock.
Just looking to determine whether the Cowboys
it's
touch the ball
off his foot straight to his hand, and he's knocked on. Surely he didn't say to the captain, Skip, we're going to win this.
The ball initially comes off the boot, but then touches the Cowboys' hand and is knocked forward. We have a decision.
James, is that a breather?
Yeah, well done, young fella. You're right to go now.
Challenge is unsuccessful.
Okay, guys. Guys, challenge is unsuccessful. Cowboys have no more challenges. It's your play the ball. Change over last tackle. 10-20 on middle. Where do you want it? Where do you want it? Middle, play the ball. 2 markers.
So it's 13 on 13.
Cowboys have no
Milford
challenges.
is back out there.
Dolphins have got 1.
Wallace also back out there.
Here we go. Tavare is out there. Look at the size of him.
Boy, oh boy.
And he can score tries and run. He does a lot of things very easily. He's had a terrific, a fair highlights package in rugby union with Waikato going a few years back. But there's something to work on here, believe me. Wallace offloads, it's loose. Someone has to pick it up. Katoa does that. They've lost their way here, lost their shape. SA with the ball. And, oh boy, what is this? What is this play? Asako's with the ball. Dolphins just short of halfway.
His contact's been terrific today, right across.
Now Wallace, he had Stone in support, another offload. Maybe they're going for the offload bonus point here, the Dolphins.
Here he is.
And Tavare, yeah, he's got to run with it. Valence Tavare on the left edge.
Gee, I'd like to see him and Talakai come up against each other.
I'll go back a bit, but he's choppy close line.
Oh, yeah.
Out the centres. Oh, pass after Hill. He'll be allowed to get it back. Jared Wallace.
Tackle 4, play it. Go 4.
To the right side with Katoa and Milford. They jammed up on the outside. Good work there by Zach Labert. Shut down the options for the Dolphins there.
Yeah,
and that was the last tackle.
Certainly was.
We're here, guys. Change there. We're back here.
Wasn't the Dolphins' best set of the match there. A little bit haphazard, all of that.
No.
And that can happen, of course, in trial with changing combinations and what have you. But you'd like to think while Katoa and Milford are out there, they would
get their sets
get it right.
Yeah. And that's where Sean O'Sullivan becomes so important to this side, because when he stepped in for Nathan Cleary last year, that's what he did extremely well. His end of sets were enormous for the Panthers, and he does play with great composure.
More leaders there for Derby. He's cramping up a little, it's no surprise. Shibasaki back to halfway for the Cowboys. Plenty of discipline from them on show here, and then the ball for Hampton.
He's had a good afternoon. Hasn't he, Hampton?
Well, he's just shown himself as a professional, hasn't he?
Yeah.
You know, you need them in your club.
Come through the ruck.
So he's got any penalties and stoppages. What's that? The 9th penalty of the game. We've had 5 resets, set restarts as well, and the one sin binning. Afternoon in Cairns.
Just here, guys.
Spectacular.
Keep working with us.
6:25 local time. And we still have another Queensland encounter to come tonight on Fox League. Brisbane and the Titans. Sunday night rugby league on a weekend where we have got no less than 11 games. It's a nice warm-up ahead of next weekend, which will include the World Club Challenge, Penrith and St Helens. Katoa inside for Stone. So now, what will we see from Milford and Katoa here? It's Asako in the line. He's almost had the ball ripped away. That was Ewan Moore in defence. 4 tackles up here, Dolphins. Steady for Stone, and Milford out in front, right across field. Aitken, Cowboys defence eating this up. Ends up with Roderick Ty. And last play now for the Dolphins. Milford ready to bomb. He's got it a little too deep. No, he has it. What a catch. What a catch. That is Brenton Berra as he touched the ball. If it's his first touch, it is absolutely gold-plated.
Well, under pressure, this is a great kick from Anthony Milford. A fraction long starts to drift in the breeze, and there, Berra. What about that for a take? Remember the name, Brenton Berra. This is spectacular. Straight over the top of Derby, flies high, hands in the air, and gets it down inside the dead ball line. What a moment.
Too good.
Very good.
Mackay Cutter's winger scored a try last week for the Dolphins against the Capras. Wasn't as good as that, though. This one's on Fox League. He's flying. Brenton Berra.
That's his first touch, I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Wow. Great stuff. And scoring with a Dolphins jersey on, and you sort of forget about the scoreline when you're so absorbed in the game, but we certainly have a contest on the board at 18-14. 5 tries is the magic number in the bonus point system that teams want to get to in pursuit of the $100,000 check in the pre-season challenge.
Yeah, Derby left standing there waiting to catch the ball, and it was Shibasaki that'll be a little disappointed with his effort. Just gave up on the play, thought the kick was a little long, and allowed Berra just to go straight around the outside of him. And it was great competing from young Brenton Berra. Flying. Oh, what a take that was.
By the way, we've got the Dolphins at 10 offloads too. So
okay,
that's
so bonus points.
That's right, and you know, plenty of time left. They're going to offload a few more between now and full time with 25 to go. Cowboys just 1 offload, and Sarko successful. 2 points the difference. They've scored the last 2 tries in the match. They've got the first one of the second half, and Brenton Berra puts his name up in lights, as so many, basically, with respect, unheard of players have done this weekend on Fox League.
Look at that, Shibasaki just gave up on the play, and Berra went straight around the outside at full reach, and then to get it down inside the dead ball line. That was, oh yeah, look at the crowd.
Yeah.
They love it, absolutely, so they should. Great athleticism.
Not everyone loves it.
No.
Bottom left. Not everyone loves the catch. Oh, Fox League. We bring it all. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, that was good.
Dolphins have it. There's SA with the ball. Oh, there's some beautiful moments have happened in this game. We miss it over the summer, don't we?
Move now, 21.
So 18 points to 16, 24 minutes to go. We're 4 minutes or thereabouts away from a drinks break in this second half. And bruising defence. Adam Cook warming up for work tomorrow with that shot. Now Ray Stone. Back from knee reconstruction. Always love it when there's no strapping or bandaging. And
been a great afternoon, been a great return. That's a significant injury to come back from, and he certainly has been brave, he's been tough, and he certainly doesn't look like it's had any effects on him. He was the ultimate professional at Parramatta last year in terms of his recovery. Great to see Ray Stone back out there.
Toa's bomb, we're looking for Berra. He does the job, almost got away. Dragged towards the sideline. Berra was the man with the tackle. That was a pretty good set from the Dolphins there, and there was a lift in intensity as well from them.
Milford.
So
rocking Shibasaki with that left shoulder.
They've taken it up a notch here, the Dolphins. Now, can they force a mistake from the Cowboys, who are completing at 79% today? This one brought back by Labour. Shibasaki with a headache.
Yeah, it was big contact from Anthony Milford. Look then, there's another one. Milford's really started to lift the intensity defensively.
That was a little glimpse of the footwork of Christian there, jumping about. Kick on the run from Cook. Sarko's underneath it. So he's playing fullback. Berra's out on left wing. And I think they've got Sherwin Tanabe out there as well now on the right wing. Here he is. That's Roderick Ty on that run, but Tanabe is out there as well. So they came into the game with a squad of 24, the Dolphins. I'm not doing the stock take, but I think they've all had some minutes now. Roderick Ty goes on the run. Chester with some stretching, maybe coming back into the game. Last tackle in this set. And that is Tanabe to play it. Another PNG international out there for the Dolphins. Bomb towards the corner.
Well, their kicking game over the last 5 minutes has been excellent, the Dolphins. Anthony Milford had the try, assist, where he kicked the crossfield there. It was a great take from Brenton Berra, and then Katoa and Milford just getting their intersets right. Now the Cowboys under pressure, and the Dolphins really closing in at the back end of this game. Only 2 points behind now.
Jordan Lip also out there for the Cowboys, did well there. Oh,
yeah,
there's another shot. Ray Stone, a Ray Stone special. He does it well, doesn't he? He's got the technique. Never smiles. There we go. Never smiles, Ray. Never smiles. Oh, that's disappointing. They've stepped it up. They're getting on top physically.
Just review, let us know when we can go.
I think it's unfortunate there for Kurt Donohoe, because it was the work from on the inside of Stone. This was the first one, absolute technical bell ringer. Wasn't that beautiful from Stone? And then he cut hard from Marco, and that just lowered the body position. And then Donohoe just a fraction high, and it just relieves all pressure that they built the Dolphins.
It's so good to watch, because Ray Stone is possibly one of the smallest forwards in the game, and that is technically the most perfect tackle you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Cowboys with the ball. Cook, and just on that edge for Puahavase. Now Schneider. And they're still chipping away. Into the line came Christian. Chester with the ball. He's now playing in the centres. Christian has dropped into fullback. Schneider there with Bittengun. 9 from the line. Dolphins having got their way back into it on the scoreboard. Can't let the Cowboys in here. Trap and scrap. Ball is there for someone. Was it played at? It was. And Sandrunu does everything right. Takes the tackle and the count resets. So the Dolphins, they do come up with here. A low tackle. Donohoe was the man. He's gone to the Ray Stone playbook.
Yeah, that was tremendous technique. Well, he's been impressive, Donohoe. He's worked extremely hard since coming onto the field. It was Harrison Graham that started at dummy half, and when he picked up that knee injury, he's been at acting half and done a tidy job. It was a great shot under the ball, wasn't it?
And now Roderick Ty. He's got a fair build, hasn't he, Roderick? If you watch him at the World Cup,
Well, he's just come onto the field. He's had 4 hit-ups in 2 minutes.
No, but he could have the bodysuit of Justin Olamon. Like
Yeah.
he's got exactly the same build and he runs just as hard.
Another good kick there from Anthony Milford.
There's Tavare up there. So the Cowboys 15 metres out from their own line, but certainly improvement from the Dolphins in this last 5 or 10 minutes. Gunn's gone to the bench. The Cowboys out of the danger zone with Labert.
Great Stone. It's outstanding, this technique and commitment.
On a raging Namo. Ball on the deck. They've got it back to Cowboys. It's play on. Schneider kicks. He was just onside.
The bounce.
He's got the ball. They may have to check it. I think he was just onside. Jordan Lip, Toowoomba Jr., 22 years of age. Yes, there was some luck in it, but they put plenty of players in the frame to get the ball if it comes their way.
Yeah, on the last tackle, it's a bludger of a strike from Cook, low, straight into the bum cheeks of Katoa, and scooped up there, nicely done. It was Schneider, the 23-year-old, and he gets it on the right boot, and it bounces up perfectly for Lip. Brings it around, and you take your opportunities, don't you? Watch this, Cook just drives the ball low. Yeah. Ricochets, SA can't pick the ball up. There from the inside it was Schneider, who's been busy. And he summed it up perfectly. Got the kick in behind Bostock, and Lip held his width, sat up perfectly. And unfortunately for the Dolphins, who were doing everything right, and Cook kicking from inside his half, on the final play, just luck not going their way.
Now, the only thing you've got to watch here is that there were players offside in front of the first kick.
Yeah. Could we see them?
And it was into a player not playing at the ball. He turned his back. So if those players are then inside the 10, if you want to get technical, and they interfere with play, they could pull it up.
He's going to check it.
And I think that's what will happen, to be honest. Yes. So watch again, it's the first kick. There are players in front of the kicker, and the ball is not played at.
Just looking to see whether the Cowboys kick chaser is offside on the kick chase.
Jeez, he's sweating Ziggy.
Oh, well, he's got good reason to.
They're just reviewing it, Jared.
Conditions.
He's run a little bit more than you have in the game. You ran off for a donut at half time. That's as far as you went.
The Cowboys kick chaser on the inside is in front of the kicker.
It's Schneider that's offside from dummy half. Same with Sylvester Namo. Now, they both come with inside the 10, and Schneider's the one that picks the ball up. So,
yeah, it will be. We'll have
and the offside kick chaser is within 10 metres and puts pressure on the Dolphins defender. We have a decision.
By advancing their position, they've got in play even before the kicker of the ball. Any of the things like run them onside or anything, they've interfered with play. So I don't know how Jordan Lip would feel about that. He's had the big moment. He can certainly
Dolphins are defending.
He can certainly put it on the highlights reel. There's vision of him scoring.
Yeah, he could
This is not on the.
He could use it. He could tell his
He's
mates.
going to remember 15 years down the track.
Going to be a penalty up here. It's no try. Penalty
Just going back to Ray Stone.
No, we'll stop for the drink
I
break.
spent a lot of time with Ray last year, and just his attitude on the back of that ACL injury, the support that he gave to his teammates as they made the run to the grand finals, the locals starting to really enjoy themselves. Oh, shirt goes up in the background. Young fella's having a great time. But the one thing that leaves you very quickly, Andrew, when you're out injured is your timing, particularly defensively. And the work that Ray Stone's put in over the summer to get that timing back is incredible. His defensive technique and timing today has been brilliant. It's been brutal, but it's been brilliant.
And he's one of the first that Wayne Bennett signed. As I said, because not marquee, but he knows what he wanted. He knows
100%.
The pieces of the jigsaw puzzle that you put together.
You think of the sides that when Wayne Bennett's had success, you think of guys like John Plath, Peter Ryan,
Alan Cam, got a couple of try at the grand
David
final.
Stagg, guys like that. Well, Ray Stone is that man. for Wayne Bennett. He's the one that won't make the back page on a Sunday or a Monday morning, but it's the work that he does for his teammates that's so appreciated.
So they're having their drinks break here, and we're not too far away from Broncos and Titans. They're warming up on the Sunshine Coast. 18-16, just under 18 minutes to go. A couple of injuries for the Dolphins, for some of their unheralded players, which is disappointing. The big days to come. So Dolphins next week. We will bring you the clash with the Titans at Redcliffe at Moreton Daily Stadium. That is next Sunday night. And the Cowboys have a battle with the Broncos next Saturday on the Sunshine Coast. So the Dolphins on the attack. 15 minutes out from the line. Herman SASA on the first run to find a lead. They haven't found the lead in this second half. Wallace has worked hard. Donahoe go right side with Katoa and Milford out there for Ty. He'll have a run at them. He kept it alive. He's rolled it forward. They kept the ball in the field of play, but it's ended up a Cowboys ball out of the corner. Well, I'm harping on it, but I reckon you just go left and you give Tavare some early ball and say, let's see what you can do.
Oh, Wallace, big shot there on Tom Chester.
Halfway through this set, they're only 15 metres out from their own line. So they've done well to this point, and there's Sandrumu.
He's been a real handful.
He's got a motor. Chester with it. Stone put one down. He's bleeding from around the left eye now. In fact, he's going to be penalised, Ray.
Benny,
Tackle on a man without the ball.
Anything else there? It's foul play. Can't go quick.
You'll see Ray come through.
Yeah. The blood coming from the left eye too of Ray Stone, so he'll have to leave the field and get that fixed up.
18-16 still is the score. So no tries to the Cowboys in the second half. Many positional changes. Chester is among them. He's now up in the front line, not fullback. Sandrumu. Ooh, he's juggled it twice. Quick play the ball. That was pretty clever. Marker, they thought he was offside. They have got him offside. Set restart against Wallace.
Well, they've got to stop the game here. Ray Stone has to get that eye treated. Blood pouring from his left eye.
Now Schneider and the left with Price. He's lost the ball. Stone was the defender on Price. Our two star defenders in this game have gone head to head there.
Ray, can you go to the trainer? I need to get that cleaned up, please.
There we go. Michael.
Yeah. Look at the technique here from the inside. It's just brilliant.
So how does he do it? Please explain to league fans watching, why is Ray Stone technically so good? What's he got so right?
Clearly you need to be as committed as Ray, but his ability there, he positions the attacker where he doesn't get his body chest on and lose his power. So he sits him on his outside shoulder and then accelerates on that 45-degree angle right in at his rib cage. Lowers his target, which is in around the ball. And in conditions like that, that is absolutely perfect, because with how greasy the ball is, with the sweat on the ball, it's easy at times, if you land it perfectly, to force an error. But Ray's technically one of the best in the game.
Ooh, they've ruled it as forward. The ball went through the hands.
Nigel Plum was one a number of years ago that was exactly the same. His technique was perfect. And
all on, clock on, all up. Where do you want the scrum? Middle scrum,
this
behind
one
the 20
was
guys.
all hustle and bustle here. And yes, the call is right. It's gone forward. It was after they got the turnover.
Work it in, we're on the clock. Work it in, Cowboys.
18-16.
Clock, tie us in. 15 seconds.
We often say, more often than not say, the result's not that important in a trial, but in the case of the Dolphins, they would like to I think, put some W's on the board before round one.
Let him up, 17 off the arm.
Results always important, I think.
Go one. Tackle one.
Regardless of if it's a trial, a winning dressing room just does wonders for the place.
Namo to play it here. He's done well for the Cowboys. But at the moment, they are attacking the Dolphins line. Price.
Release him. Hold the line. Go.
Snyder might be thinking about having a little go himself. He gives it away. Oh boy, Namo. Sylvester.
That a shoulder charge from Jared Wallace.
Not a genuine tackle. Wait, hey,
Sylvester Namo.
You got a penalty? Not a genuine tackle, Jared Wallace.
Well, this is what they don't need. It's what they don't need because they haven't got enormous amounts of depth yet.
When he taps.
And he's experienced. He's their captain today, and they can't afford to lose Jared Wallace early in the season.
Cowboys again, just a couple of metres away from the line. I reckon Sandrumu and Namo will have another go. Sandrumu's ended up over the line there. No try. I reckon Sylvester wants another run. He's the decoy runner there. And heading up to the outside, and we've seen a lot of Dolphins goal line defence. The Cowboys have had 40 tackles inside the Dolphins 20 through the course of the match. There's Sandrumu. Where he goes, Namo normally follows. Schneider. Oh, it's been knocked out of his hands. It's a penalty.
Can't reach into the ruck. Jack Bostock, who's gone to fullback.
Come on. Offside.
Just reaching in there.
Just wait. Taniela's
young
offside.
Kyle Schneider.
Let Taniela get onside. No more. Come on, guys. Clean it up. Jared, no more down here, mate.
So tap is taken. Here we go, the Namo Sandrumu show.
Here he is.
They keep having a crack at the line. That time, Sandrumu, lead runner, didn't find the ball. Cook. Datey told us about his story. Schneider, right side, Chester. Christian's feet may come into the play here if he can get a little crack at them. On that right side, little dab from Adam Cook. Oh, they've mucked it up. They've got it wrong. He ain't claiming that. He's gone over the top. Ewan Moore.
No try.
No try.
I need you to make sure that he loses the ball before he grounds it. And
Absolutely.
The skill here of Adam Cook, fading off his kick, but gets it onto the outside of the left boot, right in between the two Dolphins defenders. You see it at full speed. He's almost going towards the corner post, but just gets it on the outside.
Just checking for the kick chase here from the Cowboys.
He was onside. Look at that. Just dabs it in perfectly.
23's onside. Just looking for grounding here.
Oh, this is a missed opportunity, isn't it?
Oh, Ewan Moore, he knows it. Look at this. Oh.
Poor old Ewan.
Yeah. Yeah, that says it all.
Yes. Well, there's not sheep stations at stake here.
The Cowboys have lost the ball forward in the in goal. We have a decision.
But Ewan Moore missed a big chance there, and he knows it.
Yeah, so does the coach. I thought the coach said this doesn't mean anything. He's only 2 points ahead, but he would have liked to have been a bit further there.
No try, 20-metre restart.
At the moment, they're not threatening the 5 tries to get that extra bonus point. So Dolphins in possession.
Let him up now.
If Dolphins score next, of course, we have a terrific finish in the game. They get back in front of the Cowboys. So the only time they led was when Bostock got that first try and they jumped out with a 4-0 lead. Cowboys, after their first try, have had the lead ever since. Mason Teague now, and with it is Farmasili. He's ready. He wants back on. He wants back into the game. He hasn't cashed his chips in yet. Katoa, there's a cry forward there, and they've got it. On to Lemuelu on that left side. They're all crying forward, the Cowboys players. Not all perfect from Katoa. But he certainly hasn't drifted out of the game.
No.
Always a good turnout when we come to Cairns as well. It's great to see the fans in Maruya, wasn't it? Mick Wayman, what a special interview that was with Mick. The family ties in that great town. So Brisbane and the Titans still to come here on Fox League on a Sunday night. There's 9.5 minutes to go. We're watching the Dolphins for the first time on the Fox League cameras. Price with the ball. Nick's been waxing lyrical about his defence. 22 tackles. He's up to 10 hit-ups now as well. Price.
No missed either. 22 for no misses. He's been very, very tidy defensively, Riley Price.
Here's Moore. They bombed the try. He's inside the 40 for the Cowboys. Oh, there's a set restart again for the Cowboys. Discipline is something that needs to be worked on across these two teams tonight. Another touch for Moore now. He's 19 metres away from the Cowboys line. Schneider and Chester. Chester with Cook. Cook linking up with Christian. Ball wide, terrific tackle by Roderick Ty. Back centre field with Cook. Just slows it down for one with Chester. He's only 10 metres from the line. He might be claiming crusher tackle there, Chester. Play on the call. 4 tackles down in this set. Cook, Sendrumu, offload, Cook, kept alive, right side, Moore with it.
Great tackle again from the inside, Lubner.
10 away, last tackle, Cowboys. Cook is with it.
Good on the left.
He'll kick to the corner. He's got the range right on. Roderick. And sprints back to the 20.
To the 30.
Go Roderick, have a run, have a dash at them. He's up over the 30-metre line.
That was a nice kick from Adam Cook, perfectly weighted. Right across field, look at this. And Roderick Ty just flies high. Yeah, that's outstanding.
I'm telling you, the bloke has got this touch. The Dolphins. Devare goes through the centre. Now they're on a roll. They're on the front foot. Lemuelu with the ball. They trail by 2. Just over 7 minutes to go. The Dolphins. First time against an NRL rival. Katoa inside. Ball is out offloaded. They've hit the front. Mason Teague has scored for them, the former Panther. Number 23, have you got him on your doubles ticket for last try? Mason Teague has put the Dolphins in front.
Yeah, he's been all effort, Teague, but remember the name, Isaiah Katoa. Bang, right foot, lovely play back on the inside. Lubner got the offload. And Teague gets it down, and all of a sudden, the Dolphins are in front. Great work, Isaiah Katoa. Great ball playing. He's had a good afternoon too. Lubner picked up a try earlier in the game. And Mason Teague right next to the upright. And try confirmed. The Dolphins in front with 6.5 to go.
The Dolphins in front, and it all comes about on the back of the Thai bomb take at the other end.
Yeah.
It became the biggest play of the game to date. Teague was the captain of that Panthers SG ball side last year, if you followed it. They won the grand final against the Roosters, where they trailed 20-0 and came back to win 22-20. Katoa was in that side with him. Yeah,
he's had some very classy moments. He's still extremely young. He's only 18 years of age, Isaiah Katoa. Tip your hat to the Dolphins. We talk about identity and what Wayne Bennett and Christian Wolf want from their side. Well, second half, the Cowboys 62% of the footy, and they've had 26 tackles on the Dolphins line. Their defensive resolve on day one gets an enormous tick.
And there it is, the lead is 4. That's been their biggest lead of the match. They led 4 when they got the opening try. There's some smiles at the bench at the moment. There's 5.5 minutes to go. Dolphins 22, Cowboys 18. Titans warming up for their match against the Kevin Walters coach Brisbane Broncos. Titans have had some hot summer days, tropical days up at their centre of excellence.
Brisbane named a very, very strong side as well. Tony Staggs ready to rock and roll for 2023.
What a beautiful setting for a good finish with 5.5 to go. Getting emotional.
Yeah,
well, just to be back.
It's okay, Andrew. I'll take this, mate.
Oh, heaven help us. That won't be happening.
Tried hard, hasn't he, Oliver Gildart?
Yeah, it has been an effort that well, he hasn't put his name in light so far in his time in the NRL. Oh, Farmer lost it. That time the Cowboys defence aims up and forces a drop ball. And this game is wide open.
Well, this is the second time after points that the Cowboys have had purpose and intent in their defensive line to respond after a try and force an error. Great work there. As we see James Tarmo, Brendan Elliott having a rest. Todd Payton watching on closely along with Dean Young. He'd be proud, Todd. He'd be very, very proud of what some of his young players have done this afternoon.
We won't be mucking about between games. It'll be pretty much straight to Titans and Broncos. So just time to get a quick drink and be ready to go again here on Fox League. Chester with the ball. He was put horizontal to the ground there. Schneider. Bit and gun with it. So the Dolphins defence goes on show again inside their own 20. Namo goes on show again with another run.
16th run of the afternoon.
This time laboured. Little show out on the left-hand side. Lip didn't quite get through the tackle. Nice shot by Gildart. Last tackle. Cork has done it again off the outside of the boot. It's been put down by Bostock. Oh, they've knocked on Hampton. I reckon first knock on Dolphins in goal.
Yeah, they'll get another set here.
Tackle one because we have a knock on here, so we're going to zero tackle. I've got first knock on Dolphins, second knock on Cowboys. Can you confirm though, we've got a no try?
Well,
that the Cowboys don't go around the ball in the in goal.
His short kicking game's been impressive, hasn't it? Adam Cook since coming on. And again, towards the post, you can see Bostock there just behind the goalpost pad. And he gets it in behind the line again. Adam Cook. And here comes, look at him.
Oh, no, in fact, he's knocked on out.
He's knocked on outside
the field of play.
And then Hampton. In fact, it was bitten gun, but I thought that was Namo that was going to come flying through to try and get his try. Would have been a well-deserved one. Hampton can't hold on to it.
Just looking to see if there is a knock-on from the Dolphins.
That's what we were looking for the first time around, but we have it. So, yeah, all right. So you want to rule there it's gone through his hands into his leg, and then he's pushed off the mark.
The first knock-on's the Cowboys.
See, I've still got a knock-on.
There is initially a knock-on from the Dolphins in the field of play, followed by a knock-on from the Cowboys. We have a decision.
So we're going to change over, Benny, for this last tackle. Yep. Thanks, mate. Just keep talking to me about the screen as well. Thank you.
So no try. We knew that
hey guys,
was going to be
no try. First knock on Dolphins. Got to play the ball. No, last tackle. Last tackle.
All right, so they get another set.
Boys.
Cowboys, do they?
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got a scrum, guys.
Yeah, it's a scrum because the double knock on has to be a scrum. So
let's go.
They could put on a play here.
Quick chance to give a wrap to Derby as well. 260 metres this afternoon he's had carrying the ball, 2 tries. It's been terrific, the PNG International for the Cowboys.
All heads in.
All right, here we go. 3.5 to go, 22-18. I reckon they can put something on straight from the scrum. Let's see. Cook works it, right-hand side. And drifting across, Hampton off the right foot. Smothered in the end of the tackle. The bearer. Score of a wonderful try in the second half. This time with Ewan Moore. Still 10 metres away and trailing by 4, remembering no golden point in the pre-season challenge. Price with the ball. That time the defence was good from Simbican. Schneider, and with it is Chester. Right foot step from Labert. They get the numbers there, they're working hard. SASA and Farmacelli. A little kick, it's trapped. They get the ball back, do they or not? They're going to say the Cowboys get the ball. Bostock not having any luck. Being Sylvester. Sylvester Namo, 4 metres from the line. Will this be something if they hang on here? The Dolphins, the ball to no one. Headed towards the sideline. Nothing Drecky ends up with the dregs there for the Cowboys. It's all happening in Cairns with 2 minutes to go. They steady it down for 1. Hampton is on the right-hand side. That is the way they will come. Namo just keeps hammering away at the line. He is the chisel. He's had plenty of goes at them. Last tackle. A kick to the in goals required. The first part of it's done. It's taken dead by the Dolphins.
Brilliant. Their defensive goal line respect this evening has been absolutely superb. The Dolphins, their first night in the NRL, in the NRL trial period, and the amount of possession that the Cowboys have had attacking their line and their will and commitment to each other is something to be extremely proud of.
We'll be going straight to Dan Ganane, Cooper Cronk, Gordon Tallis shortly. With the Titans and the Broncos getting ready to play. Cowboys and Dolphins.
Can they hold on? 1 more minute.
1 to go. Wayne Bennett watching from afar. Christian Wolf in charge on ground. The Dolphins, the newbies. Namo is held 19 metres away from the line.
He's exhausted, Namo. Absolutely out on his feet.
Schneider, and there with Labert. They go wide. They've got a chance. The corner will get there. Latia Mothendrecki is over in the corner. They'll have a kick to win.
In the background after he passes the ball.
If they're all happy about it, the kick will come from close enough to the sideline to win it. I'm not sure who takes it. Duffy was the goal kicker earlier on. He's not out there. Someone has a chance to win the game.
Yeah, Duffy radar-like in the opening half. He's not there. It's Adam Cook that throws a lovely pass here out to Lip, who did an extremely good job to Mothendrecki. And just the sheer weight of possession, they just couldn't hold on any longer. The Dolphins try confirmed. And Mothendrecki, he gets over. And on full time, well, you couldn't have wrote the script any better. The Dolphins, on their first night,
He did score it in from the touchline too.
22 all with the kick to come.
Now in all of that, Roderick Ty's been put on report for the little sneaky shoulder. The last man in defence, he's on report.
Oh, heartbreaking stuff for the Dolphins. They had been so brave, courageous in the second half. Possession in the second half has been enormous towards the Cowboys. Almost 70% of the ball in these conditions.
So the kick is with Zach Labert, brother of Kyle, who has played for the Cowboys in the past. From Bundaberg, here's your moment, Zach. And there's your moment, passing by. It never looked likely, but a keenly contested pre-season match in Cairns. They share the points. In fact, they pick up 9 points each in the bonus point system. Full time, Cowboys and Dolphins, 22 all.